Longevity starts with a brutal scene of a Native American tribe being wiped out by a neighboring tribe. Returning from a hunt, a small group of warriors return to the aftermath of the destruction to find their homes destroyed and their family gone. Overcome by anger and grief, your character sets out on a journey to find Wakan Tanka, the Great Spirit, which the tribe believed could bring the dead back to life. The player's journey to find the Great Spirit will require exploration of the surrounding lands, tracking clues to locate the fabled shrine. Locating ceremonial shrines will reward the player with new weapons, armor, and locations to spend spiritual favor for new skills or player upgrades. Encampments of enemy tribes can be attacked and liberating, putting the newly acquired land under the player's control. Food and other curatives can be found and stored in the player's inventory.
As a skilled warrior and hunter, your character is adept at blending melee and ranged combat into an effective means of taking out hostile forces. Players can sneak up and perform lethal stealth takedowns, providing a quick means of dealing with tough opponents. The protagonist's proficiency with a bow allows for long-ranged attacks, taking enemies by surprise. Players can unleash a flurry of melee attacks with a wide variety of weapons such as hatchets, axes, spears, and swords, performing combos to quickly dispatch their foes. Throwing weapons can be used to quickly take out targets at a distance without breaking the flow of melee combat.
Regardless of how you approach combat, you will be graded for how well you perform. For example, remaining silent and hidden while taking out all of your foes will give you a stealth bonus. Defeating your foes by taking minimal damage would result in a survivor bonus, or using multiple weapons and performing a variety of melee combos will give you a combat proficiency bonus. At the end of every combat that is encountered, grades are given based on how well you performed. At the end of the fight, you will be rewarded with experience known as spiritual favor, and the higher the grade after battles, the more spiritual favor you will receive.
Spiritual favor is a shared resource that the player trades in at ceremonial shrines to perform a variety of things. Players can upgrade their weapons with spiritual favor, increasing attack strength, speed, or applying special attributes to the weapon. Armor can be upgraded to provide additional defense or resistances to certain attacks. New skills can be unlocked with spiritual favor, giving the player more melee combos, takedowns, and other means of survival. The player's base stats can also be expanded on, giving them more health, stamina, or spiritual energy.
Being a combat-heavy game, players will undoubtedly need to consume restorative items to recover their health, stamina, and spiritual energy. Restorative items can be found throughout the game and consumed when needed to ensure the survival and victory of the player. Some restorative items also give temporary buffs such as additional defense, increased attack speed, or extra spiritual favor. And spiritual favor that the players earn will be consumed in order to upgrade their character and their arsenal to attack stronger foes as the game progresses.
Longevity's mechanics build upon the success that action-adventure games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Far Cry Primal demonstrated while still taking its own unique approach. The setting of our story and its focus on spiritual guidance differs greatly from the sci-fi world of Horizon. The interactions with foreign settlers and the historical North American landscape move away from the purely tribal nature of Far Cry Primal, and our emphasis on combat and shared resources make it akin to Dark Souls, without harshly penalizing the player for defeat. Having to switch out two of our mechanics with new ones resulted in a significant shift in the focus of our gameplay, without impacting its core narrative. The removal of the crate mechanic meant players spent less time crafting, and with the addition of the grade mechanic, we shifted away from our survival-based stealth combat game and more towards an action game with heavy emphasis on combat that's paired nicely with the share mechanic, since getting higher grades in combat rewards the players with more of the shared resource that is used to upgrade your character. We looked to other games with both grading and shared resources, and they too also fell in the realm of action games, so we felt like we were on the right track.
Our goal for longevity is to tell a compelling story about loss and how faith can help a person through it. Through gameplay, we want to evoke the hardships of surviving in the harsh wilderness alone and against overwhelming opposition. The open world and variety in combat playstyles are meant to challenge the player and have their choices lead to emergent storytelling. Ultimately, this game is targeted at fans of action-adventure games with an emphasis on combat and role-playing mechanics. Because we're targeting a large audience, we're looking to bring longevity to all major platforms, including PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.